All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc. Dr. Mike TV back again, once again. You already know what this one is poised to be, ladies and gentlemen. Instant classic in the making. First time to the channel, guys, make sure you subscribe and notify and do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the Good Docs content. All my good stuff shall be listed in the link in the description area below. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to make this a live show. It could have very well been a video, but I wanted to politic with you guys as I was going through it. For anybody who makes it into the actual chat tonight, y'all know what to do when you get into the building. Now make sure you drop that like, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you caress, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. Again, if you guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But of course, the Good Doc is happy and blessed that you choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now you're in them. You happen to catch this one on the replay. Likes are free, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't gonna hurt your pockets. I promise you that. But, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta ask y'all a real last question, man. Y'all know since day one, Doc's been a real one, especially when it comes to Philippine talk, man. I've been definitely one of the biggest advocates for travel to the Philippines, right? I have my experiences there, some of my greatest experiences happening there. So when I come through and I politic with you guys and I talk about it with you guys, dead ass, I'm talking about it from a perspective of somebody who genuinely enjoyed the 10 years plus that they've lived in that particular country, more or less close to about 15 years total if you include travel back and forth. But every now and again, you have to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, ladies and gentlemen. And you just have to wonder and ponder what else is outside of the Philippine Islands, gents? What else is outside of the Philippine Islands? And today, I owe this one to one of my brethren out there, my brother Edward Crandell, because he sent me an article that I want to share with you guys that I personally believe will open your perspective to differing places for you to potentially visit. Now, we've had this conversation before. Is it Philippines or bust? Are there other opportunities that you guys would look into? But today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you an article that was shared with me. Okay. And I think that this may prove to have some bearing to an extent on your decision making when it comes to where you choose to travel in the future, right? So let me get this opened up for you guys. Let me share my screen. Uno momento. Let me see. Screen share. Am I sharing? I think I'm sharing. Tell me if I'm sharing. Yes, my name ain't Karen. I guess I'm sharing. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to run through this article real quick in a uno momento. Let me just hide all of this ad blocking stuff. I don't need to see no ads. Stop seeing ads. Hopefully, not interested in the ad. God damn it. Y'all just want to keep asking me dumb questions. Like, thank you. Bye. All right. Anyways, just there was an article that was shared with me by one of my brethren, like I told you guys before. And if you read the headlines, let me zoom in on that one for you real quick, because I feel like for those of you who got cataracts and bad vision, maybe I need to zoom it in just a little bit. Let me zoom it in a little bit closer for y'all. All right. So again, ladies and gentlemen, the article says simple and plain that Thailand is to reopen. Excuse me, I'm gonna turn my camera off because I'm looking sideways and I don't want to be looking crazy. But basically, it says Thailand is to reopen Pattaya, more specifically, and 5 other destinations quarantine-free travel starting February 1st. Let me focus on everything that is right about that particular title. Let's focus on key words, key search words, ladies and gentlemen. First things first, reopening Thailand, quarantine-free travel. Those are the only words that I think really matter at this particular moment in time. When it comes to traveling to the Philippines, gents, I can tell you right now, man, you ain't gonna go nowhere quarantine-free. Right? You're not going to be able to travel without quarantining somewhere. But it looks as though Thailand is trying to take the throne. Now, there's always been this big battle between which is better, guys, Philippines or Thailand? Which is better, Philippines or Thailand? And there's always this genuine struggle to figure out which one is actually better. I personally probably feel like they both have great qualities. I have yet to go to Thailand, so I cannot speak on my personal experiences in Thailand, not knowing that I have never been there. Again, it's on my list of things to do. All right. But what I can say is that there are great qualities that I believe make up parts of Thailand. And we're going to read a little bit about what's happening in Thailand on February 1st. And maybe it'll jog your memory, recalibrate your whole thought process, and maybe readjust your traveling goals in 2022. Let me take my sip real quick. If you have not dropped your like, ladies and gentlemen, don't leave me hanging, all right? I can't see it because I'm doing an article. It is not showing over here if you guys dropped your like yet, but yo, y'all know the rules, man. Likes are free. If you want to support, I'd appreciate it. But again, guys, likes are definitely free. All right, so let's go ahead and lock in. The actual link to this article is in the description area below if you guys want to read it at a later date. I'm gonna go ahead and slide through on this one. Shout out to my brother over here. I think it's homie. I'm I'm trying to get that right, man. You said you're unvaccinated, so instead of the Philippines, I'm going to Pattaya. Let's see if actually I want to read the article, and I definitely want to see if vaccination is required because I don't know. I'm literally going through this article with you guys as I'm reading it. But Pattaya, if you look at that picture right there, ladies and gentlemen, if Pattaya don't look sexy as hell right now, I don't know, man. Pattaya is looking sexy than a motherfucker for me. All right. So the government of Thailand on Thursday announced the resumption of quarantine-free travel program for Pattaya and I think that's Koh Chang effective from February 1st, 2022, damn, at the exact time of 0900 hours, so about 9 a.m. Thailand travel time or whatever. Thailand time. The announcement comes after Thailand's Center for COVID-19 Situations Administration today approved the resumption of the exemption from quarantine test and go entry schemes. Okay. Basically, that means that I guess whenever you used to arrive into Thailand, maybe you guys who are more familiar with travel into Thailand, I've read up on it. I guess you were able to go if you tested negative, I guess. But I guess they're really starting quarantine-free travel. Let's move on. It may be noted that December 2021, amid the rising cases of the Omicron variant in Thailand, the country has temporarily suspended the Thailand Pass for all new test and go and sandbox applications except the Phuket sandbox. Now, this may be some things here that are only familiar with people who are traveling in and out of the country, because this right here is nothing that I am personally privy to. But let's hope that the article will explain. Thailand Pass and Go reopens for the new test and go application starting February 1st. There we go. My bad. All fully vaccinated travelers from any country around the world can apply for a test and go Thailand Pass up to 60 days in advance. Okay. Now I realize where I fucked up. Back up, rewind. Okay, so test and go is basically what we're going to utilize in order to avoid having to quarantine. If you test negative, I guess you're allowed to go. That's basically what they're talking about when it comes to quarantine-free travel. Quarantine-free travel. So this test and go thing is, I guess, basically you can apply for it, and if you test negative, guess what? You can go. All right, so PHU is Phuket. My bad, brother. I'm sorry. I thought you meant Philippines is Phuket. My bad, brother. Like I said, I was not. PHU, and PHL, it all starts to blend in after a while. While existing rules under the scheme remain unchanged, the CCSA approved additional requirements to ensure stringent COVID precautions. Hey, they ain't just going to let us come in for nothing, right? All new test and go applications must submit a proof of prepayment for 2 separate nights of accommodation at government-approved hotels, such as SHA Extra Plus and all these numbers and shit like that, and expenses for 2 rapid test PCR tests on day 1 and day 5. Okay. Now I'm starting to really dissect this a little bit. So you have to pay for the test and go application in the beginning. You have to have proof of prepayment. For 2 separate nights of an accommodation at a government-approved hotel. So basically, on night 1, you have to stay in a hotel, and on night 5, you have to stay at the hotel for your rapid test. or you have to at least report to the hotel. Y'all got me on this one, man. I mean, quarantine free travel sounds awesome, but this shit sounds like they want you to do the most stuff in this bitch. But anywho, moving on. Again, guys, for you guys who really want to lock in on the article, guys, it is in the description area below. If you guys want to read it and you want to dissect it on your own, I encourage you to do so. That's why I provided access to the exact thing that I'm reading to you guys right now. I want to make sure that you guys have access to it so that you can do your own dissection, right? But basically, they're encouraging and or promoting the idea of quarantine-free travel to Thailand, right? So you have a you have to do your PCR test on day 1 and day 5 of your trip, and you also have to apply for the test and go application, right? Again, I'm pretty sure this information should be provided to you before you even start making your trips. And I would encourage you guys to do your own due diligence as well. Don't just say, okay, well, I could go now because they're saying quarantine free travel. Pump your brakes, Pippin. Pump your brakes. All right. Make sure you do things the legit way. Make sure you do things the right way, man, so that you're not out here lacking in these streets, so you're not, or they're not going to let you in. Okay. The prepayment for day 1 must include accommodations, a test, and a prearranged transfer from the airport to the hotel. Fairness. I mean, you got to make sure you have all your shit together. That's basically what they're saying. Travelers can book 2 different hotels for the accommodation on day 1 and day 5. However, on both day 1 and day 5, they must stay within the room for their PCR test results. Okay, that makes sense. All right, now we're starting to really dissect this thing a little bit more. So you only have to stay in the hotels for those 2 days, is what it sounds like they're saying, right? On day 1 and day 5. Of course, you're going to be tested on those days, and you're required to stay in the hotel room for those days. And it's not necessarily considered a quarantine because you're literally only in the hotel for that day 1 and day 5. And you're just going to get tested. I think that's fair. I mean, hell, man, I've seen worse. And if that's all they're asking, I think we could rock with that. Anyways, let's go ahead and lock in on a little bit more. Yo, 22 of y'all in the building. I better see 22 likes when I look at that screen when I get back to it. All right. Yo, lock in on those likes for me real quick. All right. So let's see. Thailand to reopen. Hold on. I'm going to see what's important for us to read. I'm not going to read through all of it because it looks like it's very lengthy. All right. It says, meanwhile, travelers who have applied and obtained their Thailand pass QR code before the 22nd of December. That's not going to be applicable to us traveling to the country now, so I'm not going to really worry about that one. Thailand to reopen 6 sandbox destinations. Okay, what are the 6 sandbox destinations? Many of you guys may be familiar with some of these locations, maybe not. Phuket. I am not even going to try to fuck those names up. All right, so yeah, those are the 6 places that they did open up. But basically, in the article, it says this means fully vaccinated travelers from overseas, which is you and me, who are planning to travel to Thailand under the Sandbox program can choose to undergo their first 7 days in either of these locations listed here. Touche. So apparently, this Sandbox program is a program that allows us to come through. Huh. Or these are destinations where I guess if you plan on staying in them, I got you. Okay. Now it's starting to make a little bit more sense. I'm sorry. Is there anything else of good information? It looks like, yeah, that's just all random shit. Okay. So let's go ahead and where are we at? Stop sharing. My bad. Stop sharing the screen. Back. All right. So let's talk about this for a second, man. Because Thailand, I can't lie to you, man, it's starting to look far more appealing. And although, like I said, guys, the article is there at your disposal. Look in the link in the description area below. Click on it, read it, dissect it, do what you need to do with it. I just wanted to do the general overpass, get a little bit of an explanation, get a feel of what's really going on in order for us to be able to make decisions accordingly. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's be real. The thing about it is whether you like what's going on, whether you don't like what's going on, whether you agree with the sandbox destinations, whether you disagree, I'm pretty sure there aren't going to be too many of us that disagree. The one thing that we have to say is at least Thailand is trying. That's the one thing that I'm starting to see. Thailand is actually starting to make moves in the right direction. You feel me? Thailand is doing things to try to boost their tourism back up. They're making the conscientious effort to get things back to some sense of normalcy. The sad part is, I'm looking at their counterpart. I'm looking at the place that I vouch for, and I'm looking at the country that I ride or die for, aka the Philippines, and I'm just not seeing the same thing, gents. Not seeing the same thing. And that's my struggle, right? That's my struggle. And I've told you guys this before, and I'll say it again. I have been to the Philippines for quite a few years. I love the country. Like I said, I'll still continue to rock for it. My content will still be there to encourage travel to it. But I'm now at the stage of my life where new experiences are definitely warranted. You feel me? New experiences are definitely warranted, as in, yo, I've been there, done that. Let's see what we can do new. Now, for my brethren who have never been to the Philippines yet, it's like, shit, man, I want to go, but Thailand is looking far more sexier, far more appealing, right? Thailand is looking far more like a potential go to spot than the Philippines is right now. And then you wonder why I believe the Philippines stands to lose a lot of its tourism to people checking out Vietnam, to people checking out Cambodia, to people checking out all of these other Southeast Asian destinations, because they're actually making the valiant effort to try to get us foreigners into their countries. Now, do I believe that the Philippines is going to lose it all? Absolutely not. Once they actually get their shit together, I promise you, travel to the Philippines will be as usual. But I tell you this, it's going to lose a lot of its appeal if they're going to fall back and if they're going to allow other countries to take their travelers. I'm gonna keep it real with you. A lot of people may have never considered Vietnam. A lot of people may have never considered Cambodia. But if these are the places that are going to be open for us to go, well, guess what? Shit, man. I mean, I may not have wanted to go here before, but let me go check it out now. That's where my mindset is. That's where my intellect is. That's what I'm starting to see, and that's what I'm starting to feel. That energy is definitely going to push a lot of foreigners who may have wanted to come to the Philippines before into other destinations. Is it a bad thing? Nah, because at some point, it's going to be about, well, I wanted to give the Philippines a chance, but guess what? There are better places on the market now. There's better options for me. There's better opportunities for me. And I may have never wanted to go to any of these places before, but guess what, man? Fuck it. I might as well try it. And guess what? When you try it, you just might like it. You know what they say, man? Sometimes you got to try it to like it. You never know what you like until you try it. And that's kind of where my mindset stands right now. So I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys got to say. Yo, we got 27 in the building, bro. I appreciate all 27 of you guys locking in with the good doc on this beautiful, beautiful Saturday evening here in the great state of North Kakalaki, wherever you guys are important in the world today. Manami, salamat, salahat, and thank you guys for joining the good doc. Please drop your like. I'd appreciate that one for sure. Like I said, if you want to support, it's up to you, man. But I appreciate you guys locking in. My man says doing the 10-day quarantine in March, then moving on. Touche, my brother. Touche. Blessings to you, man, and make sure you stay safe on your travel, man. That's all I can say. But let me go ahead and start from the beginning, shouting out my brethren. Yo, I know I got a lot of people to say what's up to. I'm gonna lock in on the comments that I believe are, pending to this particular live show. So let's see what we got going on. Shout out to my man SML. Philly, what's good with you, pimping, man? Tony, always good to see you, my brother. Deshaun, what's going on with you, brother? My man, Mr. G, appreciate y'all locking in. My man says, Doc, if an American gets into an altercation in the Philippines, what can we do to defend ourselves without the risk of getting deported? Travel with Filipinos, have Filipinos in your corner. I'm not going to tell you to literally go out there and make yourself get Filipino friends, but I have learned over time that having a nice network has never hurt me ever. Having a good network of people around you never hurt me ever. I got into a car accident one time. I let my Filipinos talk for me. That situation was handled with ease. You see, having a good network of people around you definitely, makes things a little bit easier. So, like I said, I'm not going to tell you that you have to go out and get Filipino friends, but it's good to know people. I tell you that. And it didn't hurt that there was the gentleman who married my mom, my stepmom, and my dad, or my mom. He's a judge, right? And this judge has some legit pull, at least in the area of Davao City. So, like I said, with his name being dropped in situations where you felt like people are trying to come up off of you, it definitely scared a lot of people straight. So I would avoid the fisticuffs with anybody for sure. Filipinos probably jump your ass for sure. 50 of them and one of you, good luck. So I would try to avoid the fisticuffs, and I kind of feel like having a nice little circle of people that you can rock with. Don't even have to be more than like two people, man. Maybe one or two that you trust or that you feel you can trust. And again, I'm not going to sit there and say you're going to know people when you first, get into it. But I would say that those particular situations where you might get in trouble like that, those situations don't happen often unless you're dealing with drunk people. Usually, your Filipinos don't really want that type of smoke or altercations with foreigners unless they feel like they're being disrespected. As long as you don't disrespect them, I think you're good. Like I said, that's a whole saving face type of situation wherein if you embarrass them in front of people or in front of people that they know or people that have respect for them, they have no choice but to come at you. As long as you don't put them in situations like that, I don't see you getting into situations like that. All right. But I would say just keep a little small little network of people around you, be all right. Oh yeah, the homie Richie Mack, man. I have heard some things about the brother. I haven't watched a lot of. I haven't watched. The only video that I watched was the one that people reacted to. But you know how it is. I believe that brother got some great content, so it is what it is. My man says you're okay. So you're actually prepping to go in March. I'm applying for the Thai visa right now. Said I'm unjabbing, so I have to do the 10-day isolation in an approved hotel. Annoying, but I want to go. If that's all it takes, man, I think that's definitely a W. If you're unvaxxed and that's all you got to do, man, I kind of feel like that's a W. Because usually they're not letting motherfuckers travel at all. I guess for me, the question I would ask you is, are people going to let you on the plane unvaccinated? I didn't know that they were even allowing people who were unvaccinated to even travel. I don't know. Maybe that's just the paranoia of what's going on in the Philippines that has my mind wrapped around the idea that the U.S. is acting like unvaccinated people or something like that can't travel or get on transportation where, vaccinated people are or some shit like that. Shout out to my brother Brandon. What's good with you, Pippin? He says, hey, dog. He said, plan on hitting Thailand before going back to the Philippines. That is a high probability, sir. Cal, that is a high probability. I will not say yay. I will not say nay, but I will definitely say it's definitely a high probability. Definitely. I'm still part of the Southeast Asian gang of high quality women in different cultures. So, hey, man, anywhere in the world, probably tickle your pickle, my brother. Believe that shit. Mm. Hey, man, he's definitely put Thailand on the map for brothers for sure. I definitely give him credit where credit is due. He's definitely put Thailand on the map for the traveling brothers for sure. Shout out to my man Jonathan. What's good, man? He says it all starts. He said, "Hey, it starts with." He said it's a start. Okay, it's a start, but I'm still waiting for the Philippines to be open. I got nothing but time. Like I said, brother, if you ain't got nothing but time, don't hurt yourself. Tell people all the time, if you ain't got nothing but time, don't hurt yourself, man. Do not hurt yourself at all. But I do believe that it wouldn't hurt you to try a couple of different locations, though. I will say that. The Philippines is not opening until after the elections. No one wants to be the person that skyrocketed cases again. I understand the legitimacy behind that particular statement for sure. Um, but I do believe they're going to fall behind tremendously. In due time, they're going to fall behind, and we'll see how it plays out. My girl mentioned wanting to meet up in Thailand instead of waiting for the Philippines, but that's a lot of money. Yeah, the tickets from the Philippines to Thailand now are fucking ridiculous. I looked it up because I thought about meeting my girl in Thailand once upon a time. The ticket prices are effing ridiculous, bro. I don't know exactly what it is, but y'all do the research, man. How much is it? My brother, maybe Cal knows, maybe somebody knows, but do the numbers, man. How much legitly is a ticket traveling from the Philippines, Manila to I think Bangkok is the usual destination for international flights. Maybe I'm wrong, but yo, see how much a flight from Manila to Thailand is. I'm curious. I think it's Manila to Bangkok. See how much those ticket prices are and let me know. Please. Let me know. Say less, man. Mike G, what's good with you, man? Good to see you, brother. It's been a minute. Chosen One says Philippines will open soon, but will take longer to recover. Half the businesses and bars are closed. Thailand is better at this point. Been to Pattaya twice. I'm seeing Thailand as a best bet too. If you're looking to enjoy yourself, yes, you can still go to the Philippines, but I kind of feel like you're not going to enjoy yourself, and that's what I try to tell foreigners. I'm like, yo, even if you did get into the Philippines by some some magical miracle, I don't believe that you're going to be able to share in the same experience and enjoy it the same because there's nothing for you to do. There's nothing for you to do. Not too much, and that's the sad part, man. Shout out to my brother Mike's Philippines journey. What's good with you, Pimpin'? Thailand, Philippines, Brazil, and the UK. I'm sorry, Ukraine, Eastern Europe are the big conversations right now for men to travel to as soon as possible. Ukraine, I know my brother, Mr. Smith, he was there for a minute, man. He said he checked it out, he liked it. My man said, tell the Thai government that Dr. Mike said I should come to, that you could come to. Hey, man, I wish that I had that type of pool, man. Eventually, man, Doc's gonna take over, but in due time, gentlemen, in due time. All right. Again, yo, we got what, 29, 30? How many people? 30, 29? I don't know what the numbers are, man. I appreciate however many number y'all in the building tonight. Y'all know the rules. If you haven't already dropped your like, come on now, don't do me that bad. All right, so y'all make sure y'all drop that like, man, for the good doc. I'd highly appreciate that one. Again, if you want to support Bahalaka, it's up to you. But like I said, I'm happy and blessed y'all choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with the boy today. All right, so Cal, those sandbox destinations were all of the islands. Touche, that's what it was. Okay, that's why they, excuse me, that's why they call them sandbox destinations, I guess. Maximus, what's up, bro? He says, Doc, he said, is the mean one going to allow you to go to Thailand? She knows what goes on in Thailand, the Buddhist temples and delicious food. Exactly, sir. I'm all about experiencing. I'm all about experiencing culture, sir. Maximus, it's all about the culture, sir. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't know exactly I don't know what type of stuff you guys are interested in, but Doc's going to Thailand for the food, the culture, and the fun. What fun means to you may not be the same thing as to me. But let's keep it pushing. Scott, what's going on with you, man? He says, Doc, would you be in favor of just dropping all restrictions and going back to 100% freedom and letting the virus take its course? No, I'm not that crazy. No, sir. Nah, I believe that the restrictions in place are there for some reason. I just think that it baffles me only because roughly about what? It was only about a month or two ago where they were talking about we're letting 1,500 foreigners a day come into the country and we're going to monitor accordingly and do this and do that. But what ended up happening was your population girl and all the other people who decided to try to finesse their way and skip quarantine pretty much fucked it up for a lot of people. So when you have these people who are trying to duck and dodge having to go through the quarantine process, well, guess what? They're still getting fucked in the ass with all due respect because you have people in the country who are still not trying to play by the rules, you know? And when you're not trying to play by the rules, gents, guess what happens? Guess what happens? These restrictions come back into play. So for me, it's kind of like it's a catch 22 because you say that opening up 100% free and letting people rummage around and letting the virus spread, but yet and still people who are coming into the country are still trying to finesse their way out of doing things, and thus the virus is still spreading. So I'm trying to figure out where's the balance, man. That's my only thought process, bro. Where's the balance? If they're still letting people in and people are still catching the shit or bringing in the shit, and then you're trying to stop people from coming in, but you still got to let your Filipinos in, but you don't want to let other people in, but it's the Filipinos that you're letting in coming into the country, fucking it up, going around and spreading the disease. So you're just going to cut off everybody, right? Not just the foreigners, right? That's where the problem lies. There's that's why the Philippines that's why the Philippines will probably be one of the last countries to get it together. With all due respect, probably one of the last ones. He said it sucks because Philippines was definitely a first pick until I heard we weren't allowed to, so I switched to Thailand instead. Bro, the Philippines ain't going nowhere. It'll still be a place and it'll still be a great travel destination. I doubt anybody's really pressed by that shit. Trust me when I tell you. Y'all still gonna come to the Philippines when it just opens up. That's all. You just gotta wait for the shit to open up, man. And hey, when it opens up, man, y'all be all right. He said, land and make sure you have a lawyer on retainer. Don't wait until after. Agreed. He said, I'm going next month and Roman's going in 2 weeks. Charles, man, you are very. I know you tempted me to rock with you, brother. I really wish, I really wish I could, man. I really wish I could. But I'm telling you, man, Thailand is a dangerous place for me. All that culture and food, man, that's enough to just change a man's whole perspective on life. Um, I know people who have gone to the who have gone to Thailand and just said straight up, "Fuck the Philippines, yo." I know people who have done that. They're like, "Nah, man, fuck this. I'm good, bro. I'm out. Fuck it. I don't need this no more, man. Thailand's where it's at." I feel like I turn my back on everything that I stood for if I make that type of strong decision making. After I visit Thailand for the first time. Yes, you are allowed on the plane if you test negative on an antigen test or a PCR test. Touche. So you are allowed to be on the plane. That's dope. He said also look at your country's requirements for re-entry. If you turn positive, your country may not allow you to come back. So I would watch out traveling abroad unvaccinated, travel at your own risk. I agree. I agree. That's something nobody talks about right there. Traveling abroad, you get abroad, but you try to come back, but you positive. They may say, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Ain't no way in this world that we're going to allow you to bring that nonsense back to a country that already has it. How dare you? Yeah, traveling back into the country will definitely be an issue if you do test positive. Who knows what type of quarantine you have to undergo when you touch touch down in the United States again or your own home country. So there's always like a lot of things that you have to consider that a lot of people don't. Yes, you get abroad, you're happy, you get to spend a little bit of time there, but how you gonna get back? Right? How you gonna get back if there's any type of complications that rear their ugly heads? I mean, something to think about, gents. That's all I'm gonna say. Just something to keep in the back of your mind. Something to keep right there, like right here in the crevice of the back of your head, man. Just keep it there. Charles, I know you got me, man. I'm telling you, it's tempting as fuck. Don't do that to me right now. Literally, bro. I'm gonna go to Thailand. I ain't gonna come back, man. Y'all ain't gonna never see me again. I'm gonna retire. Easy. He says I'm taking 5 home tests, antigen tests. Oh, you're taking 5 home tests with you overseas to Thailand because you might go to South Korea as well. Not bad, man. Just keep a couple on you. $800. That's what I'm talking about, bro. There was no time in my history of living in the Philippines where a flight to Thailand was $800 from the Philippines. Under no time in history was a flight from Manila to Thailand, wherever that destination is. I want to say it's Bangkok. Never a time where it was $800, bro. We're talking about what? What's the quick math on that one? 1 to 50. We're looking at about shit 30,000. Yeah, something about that. About 30,000, give or take. I know I'm off a little bit. Y'all sue me, man. Yeah, about 30. No, 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 about 40,000. My bad. Not 30, 40,000. Shit, getting old. About 40,000 pesos, man, for a ticket to fly to fucking Thailand from the Philippines. We're talking about a 3-hour flight, gents. My ticket from the United States of America to the Philippines is probably only $400 more than that. Does that resonate with you? I'm traveling halfway around the world if I was to buy a ticket today. Let's say it ran about $1,200. Traveling halfway around the world, gentlemen. But a 3-hour plus flight from Manila to Bangkok is going to cost me about 40,000 pesos, 800 USD. Bruh, you got to really want to go. That's all I'm going to say, man. You got to really want to go, man. Oh, my goodness. It's definitely going to cost. It's going to cost you a lot. It's costing a lot, man. Yeah, the chat's definitely rocking tonight, man. I appreciate y'all. He says round trip, the lowest is 25K from Manila to Bangkok. From what I see, used to be 3 to 4K, right? Yeah, about 3,000, 4,000 pesos. Why do you think Filipinos were taking trips to Thailand so often? Because it was cheap. And I'm not gonna say 4,000 is cheap for everybody, but it was definitely a fair enough number that if you bought a ticket, it wouldn't take you your whole life story to save up for that type of cash, right? That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't have taken you, to work a job forever to save up that type of money, 3 to 4,000 pesos. We're talking 40,000 pesos. We're talking buku dollars for Filipinos. I mean, fuck, for even your average foreigner, that's a pain in the ass to even try to work with, gents. So I'm telling you, even traveling from the Philippines to Manila, and I'm sorry, from the Philippines to Manila, I'm sorry, from Manila to Bangkok and shit, it's gonna cost you, man. You gotta, like I said, man. If you haven't been working on your money yet, I fear for you. I pray you get it together. Mm, mm, mm. I pray you get it together, man, because I'm seeing exactly where traveling is headed, and it has really nothing to do with inflation at all. It has everything to do with the simple fact that Thailand is becoming a more appealing place, and traveling and all that shit shut down. Everybody trying to make their money back, but it's definitely gonna be a problem in the years to come. I don't see that price dropping anytime soon. That's the scary part. The scary and sad part of it all is I do not see that price dropping anytime soon. Thank God that I've been putting myself in a financially better situation. Because if I ever really want to do that and I'm like, yo, let me slide in from Thailand or, to go straight into the Philippines, I know for a fact I got to buy me a fucking like 800, 500 to $800 plane ticket, man. I don't know about y'all, but man, I'm not comfortable spending that type of cash. I mean, if I got to, I will. But my level of comfort, I'm not gonna lie, man. That shit don't seem comfortable to me. That's all I'm gonna say. Manila to Bangkok, leaving February 5th. Round trip. The cheapest was 653, and the second cheapest was $1,000 on Expedia. Bruh, get the fuck out of here, man. Oh my god. Hey, shout out to Mexico. Hey man, Mexico sounding real sexy too right now. I like a walk to Mexico. God dang. Hey yo, do me a solid, Mike. Anybody could do it, but I know Mike's heading down that way sometime in the near future. But how much is the plane ticket to get down to South America, those Latin American countries, Colombia and Brazil and the Dominican Republic? What are the prices? What prices are we looking for? Hypothetically, what are the prices we're looking for to travel down to those Latin American countries? I mean, it could be, I want all three destinations: Brazil, the DR, and also Colombia. I want to know what types of prices we're looking at traveling from the United States. Just give me a fair range. I don't want you guys to put in my destination, but wherever you guys are traveling from, what types of prices are we looking at ticket wise? I would love to know. He said, "Why is it that Thailand cities sound so dirty? Bangkok and Phuket." I think that they knew exactly what they were setting themselves up for before their travel destinations. We knew what they were setting that up for. He said, "You can't use Sandbox to fly to Bangkok." Oh, it is what it is. I figured there was a reason. Earl Owens, what's up, man? Appreciate you locking in. My man says, CJ was good. He says, these restrictions can't go on forever. Might as well let it run its course. To most, it's just a light cold. True. These restrictions cannot last forever at all. I mean, these restrictions eventually are going to have to let up. I used to think that the Philippines was going to allow this stuff to come and go. I used to think that people were just going to allow it to happen and it was going to do what it needed to do and everybody was going to be cool. I figured it wouldn't have lasted longer than maybe about a month or so or a year. If you guys remember, just last year, I was like, yo, man, June, July 2021, man, we back to business as usual. Yeah, we were close. We were close. But nah, it didn't happen, did it? So guess what? Back to the drawing boards, right? Then this I mean, I think there was some talks about relaxing the restrictions before the beginning of the year. And then what did we have happen? Miss Poblacion girl and her actions, although she was just the face of the issue, it probably wasn't just her. Kind of led to what? Us having to take back or level three, zone three, whatever you want to call it, types of restrictions. So now it's like 10 steps forward. I'm sorry, 2 steps forward, 10 steps back, and 10 steps back. And that happens more often and not in the Philippines, which is why it becomes extremely hard and challenging to become excited about travel again when it seems as though every single time that there's some good travel news, guess what? They take it all back, don't they? They take it back immediately. So I don't know what to think, man. So I'd just rather let it happen. My man says Japan needs to open up too. He said, I've been waiting to go there for 2 years. Yeah, it's been a while since I had a chance to go to Japan. I would love to take that trip one more time. They should open up by August or September of this year. Let's see. I'm gonna just let that one ride out. He said, Doc, he said, just do an online marriage ceremony with the new one so you can avail the spouse visa to return to the Philippines. Yeah, I should. I asked her one time if she would allow us to get married online, though. She looked at me funny. That's exactly what happened. I asked my girl one time. I was like, "Yo, you want to get married online?" She just looked at me funny. She really didn't say anything because I don't think she processed it, but I don't think she really looked at it like that. And I cannot remember her reaction. I gotta ask her what it was. But I don't think it was one that where she was excited to let it happen. But I kind of feel like if that was the case and I was really dire to get back there, we would do it for sure. Shout out to my man AB. What's good with you, man? He said the Thailand for the win. I ain't even mad at you, man. Just I'm gonna let y'all have your Thailand fun because I'm trying to figure out who else trying to go to Thailand, man. Seem like Thailand looking real sexy right now. Mm. Thailand looking too sexy right now. My man says when we purchased our airline tickets for Italy in March, the first thing they asked us is vaccination, which is why I'm scared that my unvaccinated brethren out there are going to be stopped at the line. I hate it. I hate the idea that my brothers who are unvaccinated are not going to be able to enjoy their trip. You know, that's the only thing I'm scared about. I want everybody to be able to enjoy themselves. I want everybody to be able to enjoy their time. But I'm afraid that my unvaccinated brethren are going to get stopped at the gate. Like, yo, where you think you going, man? You know, that's what it feels like. Yo, big brother gonna stop you right at the door and say, my brother, where you think you going? Huh? Where you think you really going? You thought that your ass was actually gonna get on this plane? Man, fuck your negative PCR test. I need to see that Vax card pivot. Yo, you ain't got it. Okay. Well, where did you think you was going without it? You know, I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of that for mine who don't have it. I hope it doesn't happen to you, but something in the back of my mind makes me think that they're gonna try that shit. They're gonna try to finesse you into getting something and or charging you extra for something that you didn't need for the trip. It said it has a recovery rate of about 93% according to the CDC. Let it run its course and let people build natural immunity. True. Shout out to my man Joe Rogan, man. He is all about the natural immunity, man. He be just shitting on everybody. Yeah, he said he's had it a couple times, I think. The thing about it is they like to glamorize the negative stories or the ones where people were just, just fucking bedridden and shit, but they don't really talk about the ones that let it run its course, right? So it's kind of like they put this stigma on the whole COVID thing, like, oh my God, COVID is the death, like it's a death sentence. And that's what I don't like. We were talking about half truths today. Half truths. I was working on something with a friend, and there was a thing he was creating about this thing called half truths. So it's kind of like they only want to show you the things about COVID that are super, super bad and why you need to get the vaccination, but they're not showing you the side of it that shows you that a lot more people recover than that. They always want to show you the millions and millions of people who have died from COVID, but they don't talk about the hundreds of millions, it seems. I know that's a dramatic number. They don't want to talk about the ones who actually made it. So I'm just like, yo, that's why I don't even spread the politics or the news about it, because it's kind of half-assed and shitty in its essence. I don't really take kind to it because I know people who close to me have it right now, and like I said, I pray they're good, but it's crazy. It's crazy. Yo, 34 y'all in the building, man. I don't know where the hell 34 y'all came from, but regardless of what you're doing or what you locking in on or why you're locking in with the Good Doc 4, thank you for being here. I got 31 likes, so it looks like y'all are keeping up to par. But if you have yet to drop your like, ladies and gentlemen, Doc would highly appreciate that one. I'm going to take about 5 seconds to go ahead and let y'all do that. All right, just in case you already got it locked in, I appreciate you, man. If you want to support, like I said, man, please feel free to do so. But I'm happy and blessed y'all choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Let's lock in. All right. He says a YouTuber from Japan gave that update. If they have to approve some stuff, he mentioned, but yeah, the patience is weaning or whining. I think you meant weaning. Don't worry about it, man. We'll get back to travel soon enough. I do believe this has definitely helped us to level up, man. I don't care what nobody say. All I care about is how I've been able to level up in the last couple of years. I pray y'all have too. The stock market hasn't been my best friend lately, but other than that, I've been all right. We'll get into that another day. Many studies show that natural immunity beats the jab. Yeah, I see that. He says, yeah, man, a lot of guys are seeing more live results with Thailand and Brazil lately, despite the pandemic. Yeah, sucks ass, man. Sucks ass. But because of that, that's now opening their minds to seeing different locations. Like I said, I see zero, 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 zero issue. For me specifically, have zero issue with gentlemen who choose to take an alternative route, go somewhere else before going to the Philippines. Okay, that's it. Go somewhere else, man. The Philippines will be there whenever they try to act right or whenever they actually get right. It is what it is, man. I don't see no problem with it. Sean, what's good with you, bro? He says Thailand is dangerous. If I hadn't already met my Filipino wife years ago, Thailand would be the first choice over the Philippines, man. Sean, I'm telling you, man, Thailand is the devil. I swear to God, bro. Thailand is the devil. Y'all think I'm playing, but there's something about Thailand, right? I feel like when Thailand gets its hooks into you, it shit will not let you go. I feel it in the core of my existence, yo. I feel like Thailand will fuck my life up for real, for real. In a good way, but I kind of feel like Thailand, once it gets its hooks into you, man, like I will start talk I was like my whole channel's gonna change. It's gonna be all about Thailand content now. People gonna be like, Doc, yo, you switched up too quick, man. You only been there for 24 hours, man. My whole content about to switch up from Jump Street. I'm afraid of it, but I don't care, man. I'm willing to let it rock, man. I'm willing to let it go. Live and let go. Oh man. Biggest fear. He said I paid less around 160 US dollars between Manila to Bangkok before the pandemic. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's not that expensive, man. $800 now. I don't know what it is that caused it, if it's just these airline industries trying to make their money back or what, but that is a rather huge increase. That is like hundreds and hundreds of percent increase from what it used to be prior to the pandemic. Shout out to my man Green Newbie, all the way from up north in Canada, my brother. Shout out to all my Canadian brethren out here. Yo, if you guys are reporting from a different part of the world, other than the United States and or the Philippines, I want to know where you guys are locking in at. I would love to hear this if I got my international brethren in the building. So I know my man Green Newbie, he's reporting live from Canada. Appreciate you, man. But if you're coming from another place outside of the US and or the Philippines, I want to hear where you guys are locking in at. I'm just curious. Maybe I want to slide in to see where you guys are, man. Spend some time with y'all. Maybe y'all can talk a little bit about where you are right now. Shit, maybe that'll be a next destination mark for the good doc. All right. But he said, in my opinion, travel for budget travelers is a thing of the past. You'll need a lot more bank to do the same things from 2 years ago. That is not far fetched at all. Ain't no more budget shit. That's crazy. Ain't gonna be no more budget nothing. All right. Hey, whatever state you're reporting from, lock in too, man. Let me know what state you're in. If you're in the United States, drop your state. If you're in the Philippines, dope. Much love to y'all. I know my man Cal's there, and a couple of my other brethren are there. Chosen one, he's there as well. I think he is. I don't know if he moved out yet, but if you're reporting internationally, I know I got a couple of brethren in the UK I speak to every now and again. Doc International, man. Shit, trying to get it right. Trying to come up in the world, man. But yeah. Texas to Brazil is $1,000. Oh, first class. I thought to say a regular plane ticket is a stack. Man, listen, I'm definitely gonna have to recalculate my money spent on this upcoming trip, though. Please believe. But yeah, if I'm a fly, I might as well fly first class, right? My ticket to Colombia from Florida is $249, man. Sosua Puerto Plata is 650 right now. Shit. You must have bought that ticket way in advance, man. Good God Almighty. 650. We're talking about a difference of $400. Jesus. Cartagena at the end of March. There you go. $400 to Punta Cana. I think I said that fucked up. From my nearest airport. $400. You know what? $400 is not bad. Right? I don't know what the prices were before, but I think 400 is fair. I think. Maybe you guys see it different, but 400 sounds like it's legit. Globe Master, what's up with you, bro? 2 weeks to slow the spread, more like 2 years and counting. It's all good. Mm, mm-mm. My man, I think it's Alec. What's up, man? He says, Dr. Mike, I have traveled to the DR for about 500, and I have been there 4 times in the year 2021. So they have no travel restrictions. That's the shit that I like to hear, man. Barranquilla or Cartagena is always good because they're definitely beach cities and resort cities. That's what's up. He said, I might show up in Colombia and just lose it all also. Bruh, man, the same feeling I have about Thailand is the same feeling most people have about other Latin American countries, Brazil, DR, Colombia, and places like that. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna get ugly real soon. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly real soon. That's all I'm gonna say. Spanish flu lasted about 2 years, so this COVID hopefully runs its course in a similar timeline. I pray it does too, man. I hope that by the end of 2022, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be completely eradicated. I doubt it. But let's hope, man. Let's hope. We can always have hope, right? Tony, you funny, man. I start looking at myself funny as hell if I ever asked to get married online. mm, mm. My young lady looked at your boy with a side eye like, I know you ain't serious. She hit me with one of them looks. I know your ass ain't serious. That's what I do remember. And I never bring it up ever again. I never bring the shit up ever again. Hey, that's my boo boo. Hey, boo. She said, I don't even know if online marriage is accepted here. See, if you conjure her name, love, she will show. Shout out to my young lady. Y'all know her. If you don't know her, that's my young lady. Say hi, be nice, be cordial. All right. But yeah, I know, babe, I do remember you looking at me sideways, though. You was not feeling that shit. You was not feeling that shit at all. You was like, no, no, sir. That I do remember. He says there's this OG promoting Thailand hard with Zoom to Thailand with the oh yeah, everybody know Richie Mack, man. He's definitely changed the game for the perspective of black men traveling to Thailand. Got to give credit where credit is due. That brother has definitely changed the game for people, for especially black men perspectives traveling to Thailand. I'm always going to be an advocate for the Philippines. They just got to get their shit together. Can't really say much about that. But you know what I do know? I do know that some people do have the same sentiments about Thailand, though. Like people who live there, like I kind of like listened to like some YouTube videos and stuff about people's views. They weren't necessarily going in on the Thai government or nothing like that, because of course you don't want to do that crazy shit. But they were definitely talking about their thought processes and how they've been handling, the pandemic and stuff like that for the local people, right? So there are some people who do have similar sentiments as those in the Philippines. They're handling it in a way that they don't like. You see us as the foreigner, we're only on the outside looking in. That is the one thing that a lot of us don't take into consideration. We're only worried about, yo, when can we travel to come holla at these girls, man? When can we travel to come get us some? That's all we're worried about. So we're worried about the borders opening. We're worried about the visas to get into the country. But the effect that it's having on the people in the country, a lot of us don't think like that because that doesn't necessarily affect us immediately unless we have somebody in the country that we're with or we're dating or we're seeing or we're trying to see, and we have conversations with them about what's really going on. So although it may sound great to us right now, being on the outside looking in, that Thailand is looking to reopen some of its sandbox destinations and shit like that. Um, we don't know the general effect it's having on the people. So all we can do is kind of on the outside in looking in, view this from a foreigner perspective, you know. He said, so even if the vax, so even with the vaccination, you can still get the virus. You still have to quarantine. So so the vaccine doesn't even stop the spread. Yeah, man. Apparently, that's the word on the street, bro. Look, man, I've been jabbed twice and got the booster. I pray I never get it, and I pray that I've never had it. I've never really given symptoms as far as I know, and I pray I never do. But I don't know. I guess I guess that's what they're saying, man. I guess, man. Don't know what to tell you, man. Like I said, 29 in the building. Y'all appreciate you locking in. He says, yeah, in El Centro, Venezuela are using circle tactics out there. Said, I know the areas in Medellin. I prefer low key areas. Y'all talking areas that I don't know nothing about. I don't know nothing about it. Charles, man, he got you looking. Hey, Charles, he made you look, didn't he? I'm telling you, man. That's the way I see it, man. Oh, buddy made y'all look real hard, didn't you? A whole lot better than that other guy that I was talking about a couple years ago. Nah, no, about last year. Mm, 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 mm. Earl, I do believe Vietnam, if it didn't open up, it's definitely on the cusp of opening up. They said Colombia and DR are not really checking for the PCRs. I didn't think so. That's why you got so many people traveling there still. Alec, you said you're from California, man. Hey, I want to say California weather. I hope it's treating you well, but I don't know, man. I hope y'all doing all right out there. Vietnam is open, but it's exclusive. Shout out to my brother from Texas, my brothers from Brooklyn, New York, my brother Earl Owens, all the way from Tacoma, Washington, I believe, Washington State. He said, did they have the vax at the time of the Spanish flu? That is a question we got to ask historians. He said that one is for those that might head out there later this year. Yangon, I believe, will be on the map. Where is that at? As you said, that was in where now? Oh, in Vietnam. Okay. Let's see. My man Joseph, what's going on, brother? From Maryland. My man from Cali. Mm. Shout out to my man Steve. He said, what's going on, Doc? He said, your Turkish 9mm looks nice. I got my Maxim 9 handgun almost 2 weeks ago, and I'm in love with it. You should get one yourself. I will definitely check it out, man. I'm very attached emotionally to my TP9SF, that Turkish joint. Oh, that is a sexy fucking gun. But the best gun that I've ever shot so far, all right, the best gun I've ever shot was a Smith& Wesson M&P 2.0. That gun is accurate even if you're not. That's what I learned, right? Because I'm just a gun novice, man. I'm just having fun with guns, man. That's my thing. But that Smith& Wesson M&P 2.0 is a dead shot. I love it, man. I can't miss with that shit. My other ones, my grouping's good, but definitely with that one. But that I love my Turkish weapons. I don't know why, man. I just think it's a nice conversational piece for the most part. Like, yo, this was made in Turkey and shit like that. But yeah, man, I hate the sights though, man. I don't know what happened with those sights. I don't know why they didn't put the sights on them. Shit. But we'll see. But I appreciate you enjoying the video, man. I do. I like guns. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I am obsessed with guns, and I'm probably gonna put a lot more gun videos up whenever I feel like going to shoot, man. I'll probably take you guys with me because that's my therapy when I'm not doing anything. If I'm not on YouTube or I'm not working, I'm shooting shit. Can't help it. I'm shooting shit. Uh, he said, I think I have COVID for a week. He said, I've been okay for the most part of the time. I tested on Tuesday. See, that's the thing, though. I don't know. You know about the general symptoms, but like I said, I've never really been in a place where I felt the symptoms that people tell me that I'm supposed to feel, as a result of having it. So that's kind of why I be confused, man. That's why I be confused as hell. Shout out to Bali, Indonesia, though. Bali, yo, man. Don't sleep on Bali. Bali expensive as hell. I'd probably kick it in the city of Jakarta if I really do want to go to Indonesia, because I've kind of felt like Jakarta really does offer a lot more. I hate beaches. I hate resort. I hate bitches. I hate beaches. I don't really do resorts and shit like that. I'm not a fan of water. I don't like looking at water. I ain't really much of a swimmer. I float relatively well. I'm very buoyant, so I can float, but I don't really swim like that. I don't really deal with water. So for me to go there and look at water and all that shit, I'm just not pressed by it, you know? So for me, I'd rather see what's popping in the city of Jakarta. If I'm gonna go, at least, I'd rather see what the city life is like and then probably spread my wings accordingly. But there have been some people that have been to Bali that's really been kicking it and they've really been enjoying themselves. So I could rock with that. They said it's all about food in Thailand, man. I hate spicy food, man, so that ain't gonna be my best. Motivation. Echoes. If you got a name, my brother, I would love to call you by it. He says, right, Thai girls were affected badly because their numbers are huge and restrictions were tough. Yes, Filipinos have been saying the exact same thing, man. The country, the way the government has been treating the people, they feel like prisoners. I've heard it all, man. I'm dead ass. Like, yo, us being foreigners traveling, man, we're just more concerned about, yo, when can we get in? But the people who are suffering on the day to day, man, I kind of feel bad for them. I truly do, because you got to understand they're taking away their jobs. They're not able to work. There's no government assistance. I mean, there's a lot of things. At least for people unemployed in the United States, for the majority of them, you know, they got unemployment. Maybe some are still collecting unemployment as we speak. But for the ones that are, I mean, in like I said, the ones in foreign countries like Thailand and the Philippines, they're really struggling. They can't get work, right? They can't work. They can't do a job. Um, it's fucking disastrous at best, man. It's crazy. But you're only gonna hear that if you know people in the country going through it, right? We're just looking at it from, yo, man, when y'all gonna let us in so that we can have our fun again, right? But the people, they struggling, man, for real, and I kind of feel bad for them that they got to go through it like this. But I mean, what can we do? Like dead ass, like what can we do? Other than stimulate that economy again by making it rain. That's all I can do, man. That's all I can do. All I can do is make it rain with my little 10 pesos and shit, my little 20 peso bills and shit. Make it rain. I can do that. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Help stimulate the economy a little bit, but unfortunately, it does affect the people a lot more than it affects us as the foreigners. Does each state have different gun laws? Which state is most gun restriction free? Probably Texas, man. Scott, I'm gonna believe that Texas is probably the most gun-free state. Most of the states up north, your New Yorks, your Philadelphias, your New Jerseys, they have the tightest gun rules. And California, for sure, they definitely have gun rules that are ridiculous. And you go to jail for holding a gun, and I'm talking about some serious jail time. So, yeah. Charles, I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you, man. Hey, we're gonna have to talk about that Thailand trip on the low though, bro. Don't just leave don't just leave me hanging now, man. If you really going, don't don't forget about the little people over here, man. But I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, brother. But yeah, gun laws are probably the most strict in New York, New Jersey, those up north states, and California. Here in the great state of North Kakalaki, my concealed carry permit is good for a lot of states. I think traveling through Virginia, I'm good. Even up to Ohio, I'm good. But if I'm traveling anywhere through New York, no mas, man. Can't do that. New York, New Jersey, man, hell no. California, absolutely not. But I would love to go to Texas, man, where everybody got guns, man. Shout out to my brother Pedro from Fort up north. Appreciate you locking in. Ricky, what's going on, bro? He says, good morning. He said, your Philippine expats are going to have a big problem in Thailand. It's a lot hotter. You said you're not going to find a girlfriend and no English is definitely a big challenge. I agree, sir. I agree 100,000, 20%. If that's even an actual percentage. You're right. And we've talked about this before. The Philippines has definitely been a blessing in disguise because we can usually go there and just have to speak English. But the lack of English speaking in Thailand is going to make it difficult for you to have conversations with most females. Absolutely. Thank God for translation applications. But if you're looking to lock in and be a little bit, really immersed in the culture and all that shit, I'm not gonna lie, with all due respect, those squiggly lines that they call a language, that shit gonna be hard for me to translate. And I'm not saying that to be funny, just saying that to be real. But as long as we are aware of the challenges that could particularly be, I think that a man in his right mind would adjust himself accordingly before taking himself to a country where he's going to be fucking flailing around like Finding Nemo in this bitch. So let's pray that everybody gets their shit together. But Ricky, I agree, man, 100,000%, bro. It's going to be an issue. So I can't disagree with that one. So that's something to look into. If uh, Thailand is a place that a lot of you guys are looking to travel to. All right, yo, 32 in the building, man. If you ain't dropped your like, hey, don't do me like that, man. Don't do me like that. If you ain't dropped that like, I'm gonna be mad now. Don't do me that bad. Like I said, likes are free, man, and they're mandatory by law. Likes are free and mandatory. If y'all want to support, that's on you. I'd appreciate it, but definitely make sure y'all drop those likes, man. Uh, are we allowed to have guns in the Philippines? No. My foreign friend used to carry around like this, like Rambo knife, like this butcher knife type shit. I don't know what it was, like a switchblade. My boy used to carry around one of those. But no, we can't have guns in the Philippines. Absolutely not. But I will say this: if you need a gun in the Philippines, you are in the wrong place, sir. Alec, I tell you right now, sir. If we need guns in the Philippines, man, we are in the wrong place, man. When I leave the United States of America, I'm leaving all this shit behind. All the fuckery, all the bullshit, all the nonsense, man. I never needed a weapon whatsoever anytime that I spent in the Philippines, and I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. All right. So if you feel like you need a weapon, man, you might want to reconsider your destination choices. If you feel like you need to bring, weapons to the Philippines. So I would hope that you wouldn't need one. That's just my thoughts. I would hope you wouldn't need it. Mm. My man said Thailand is big league, Philippines is minor league. To each their own, sir. To each their own. I ain't mad at you. Do what you got to do. Yeah, Ricky. I said, Richie doing his own thing, man. He doing his stuff. This. Gotta love, man. He's killing it, bro. That's all I gotta say. All I gotta say. Like I said, Charles, man, I appreciate you, my brother. But yo, man, like I said, man, Thailand, Philippines, it's always gonna be different things, man. You just gotta prepare yourself accordingly. I do not believe that you going to Thailand, you're going to flail and fail immediately, but I do believe that you have to adjust yourself accordingly. A lot of people may believe that you can talk to Thai women like you would talk to women in the Philippines. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. Like I said, man, it just depends on you. It depends on how you approach the situation, depending on who you is as an individual. Sometimes your moves and tactics may work, sometimes it may not. But you do have to take into consideration that there may be some additional challenges dealing with Thai women than Filipino women. All right. Ain't nothing. It really ain't nothing. I mean, I kind of feel like when you're going into different areas and dealing with different women, they all somewhat bring about issues or concerns and challenges for foreigners. That's anywhere that you go. So just make sure that you put it together, man. You got to do what you got to do. All right. States with the strictest gun laws have the most crime. Most of them, yeah, most of them really do. I got a gun, bro. Hold on, let me show you something. Hold on, let me see if I can. Hold on, I gotta find it, y'all. Give me a second. All right. Yeah. All right, Cal. Let me show you something real quick, Pippin. I don't think you can see it, right? But this right here, if you can see this, this is a Springfield Armory, right? That is the gun that's inside this case. It's a Springfield, right? I want you to read the tag that's on it. Let me try to see if I can get it in the picture. It says not legal in the state of California. Bro, all it is a 45 caliber weapon, man. 45 caliber. And it's literally telling me that it's not legal in the state of California. I'm thinking to myself, well, damn, bro. What is legal in the state of California? What is legal? I said, man, if a 45 caliber weapon, I'm not even talking about no Uzis, it's a semi-automatic, bro. And that's not legal in California? I kind of feel like after I saw that, I said, you know what, sir? Maybe I shouldn't be trying to live in the state of California, man. I don't know, man. When I saw that, I said, damn, their rules must be a whole lot stricter than it is in the South. Because, we from the South. Everybody got guns down here, bro. So all I can say. Texans take their guns to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That I know for sure. I know a lot of my brothers down in Texas, man. Mm, mm, mm. Pete, what's going on, man? He said just returned from 10 months in Mindanao. You survived, my brother. You survived. Touche. Touche, man. My man Tony said you can't even say the word. You gotta spell it. Yo, I'm telling you, man, that shit bugged me out, man. I got a 45 caliber Springfield, and it says it's not legal in the state of California. So what is legal in the state of California? I don't know, man. It just seemed like if I have a tag on a gun box that tells me that it's not legal in the state, I kind of feel like they're pretty much telling me just stay out of California if you have guns. Stay out of New York if you have guns. Stay out of New Jersey if you have guns. I can live with that. I have no desire. I have no need. I have no wants. I don't have no need to be in those states at all. So I'm cool with that. Definitely. My man said he's been to the Philippines 2 times and will be back when the Philippines opens. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. All right. He said, touche, my Thailand brethren. Thailand is for the hardcore fellas. The soft people drown in some waters. Inexperienced gins gonna learn how to swim without floaties real quick, but it's all good. Hey, I know them challenges exist, man. Like I said, if you ain't gonna come to the country at least knowing that you're gonna have to deal with some minor shit, then you hurting yourself, right? If you don't think for a fact that you come into the country with zero challenges or you're not gonna face any challenges, man, I think you lacking, man. It is what it is, man. Uh, Maximus, that ain't a knife. This is a knife. Yo, that shit's funny as hell because I can hear him saying this shit right now. But yeah, my man had one of them big blades, man. We ain't have no guns. Shout out to my man Crocodile Dundee, man. Crocodile Dundee. I gotta watch that shit. I gotta see if it's on Netflix, man. So you drove around Surigao all the way, so we got stopped at a checkpoint 1 hour from Davao City. You made it through, brother. You good. Notable mentions Jakarta, Indonesia, but Bali is gravy too. Batam, I'm sorry, Indonesia. Bukit Noon is definitely beautiful. Bukit Noon, Buddha, Valencia, those areas, very, 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 very beautiful. Not heavily populated, not a lot popping off, but scenic views wise, definitely a popping spot. Pete, I agree, man. It's a great place up there. Bukit Noon is not bad, man. It could be dangerous, Pete. Yeah, you might have to deal with some shit. The longer the Philippines stays closed, not making special accommodations for both vaccinated and non-vaccinated travelers, the bigger of a financial hit they will feel while Thailand is cooperating. I agree. I agree. He said, I thought you were in the Philippines when you. Oh, no, I'm sorry, sir. No, I was not in the Philippines. No, sir. I'm not there right now. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Stateside, stateside, stateside. I was sharing some older videos that I had from the past that I thought would be beneficial to share with the audience. That was why you saw some of my older videos of me hanging out in the Sorry store and stuff like that. My man taking guns to the Philippines. You just showing off making a fool of yourself. Yeah, he said it's not legal because of the magazine capacity. California, I think, limit magazine capacity to like 10 rounds. That's fucking gay, with all due respect, if that's your lifestyle choice. But that ain't right, man. We talk about 18. Oh my God, my MMP 2.0. That thing there is an 18 round capacity, the Smith& Wesson MMP. Yeah. It's a pretty brown color too, man. Fuck, that's my favorite. Um, yeah. The one I carry now is a G2C Taurus. 9 millimeter compact. I like the GX4 super compact. That's a beautiful compact pistol. I think that round capacity was 12, maybe? Can't remember. But if anything, man, put a 380 in your pocket. That's what I really like. Get you a 380, man. That thing pocket size. It's like a little bitch gun, but that thing packs a pound, pimp. Love that shit. Love that shit. So if you want to bring a gun to the Philippines, you just want to live out a thug life that you were not able to live outside of the U.S. Yeah, keep that shit right there at home, sir. That's exactly what we're going to do. Mm. Pete, yes, the good doc will probably set up home base in Davao City when I'm ready to check out of the United States officially or check out from the workforce officially. I will likely set up a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place for me and my young lady there in the beautiful, beautiful city of Davao City. Right? That doesn't mean that we're going to be there all the time, but it's always good to have a nice little home base. And I do believe Davao will be the place that I will call my home base. Like I said, eventually. But it looked like Thailand, man. I'm telling you, man, I might just move to Thailand, bro. I might just move to Thailand, man. Thailand on the map now, bro. Thailand on my mind. Thailand is on my mind. My brother Jamal, what's good, man? He says watching a lot of lives tonight. I hope everyone is well. Who else is live? I'm about to get off, man. So you ain't gotta worry about kicking it, man. Y'all can always catch the replay. I'm good with that. I can still carry a Smith and West. I can still carry a Smith and Wesson 9 millimeter Shield 2.0. Yeah, Smith and Wesson makes a quality fucking handgun, man. I've never had a bad experience with a Smith and Wesson, but the one that I've become fond of the most got to be that MMP 2.0, man. That is a sexy fucking handgun. That is a sexy handgun. A little bigger than I like. That's why I don't carry it. That's why I wouldn't carry it even if I could. But yeah, that's a quality handpiece, guys. Handgun. I'm sorry. Um, Let me see. I'm leaning more towards the. I don't even like carrying a Glock, man. Glocks are just okay to me. I don't know why, man. I never got into Glocks, man. I think Glock too standard for me, man. Like I don't like that shit. But that Smith and Wesson though, that's different. The Tauruses are nice, cheap handguns, man. They shoot very well. But yeah, that M&P 2.0, there is no handgun like it to be at least. But that Turkish one, that TP9SF, oh yeah, that's a bad man. That Canik, yeah, the Canik TP9SF, it's literally like shooting the M&P 2.0. Like I see and feel no difference. The Zingana that I showed you guys today, the PX9, the G2 PX, P2, the PX9 G2, it's very lightweight. So you guys know that if a full clip capacity is usually about a pound when you put it into the gun. Uh, a full round mag when you put it into the gun is about a pound. But for me, like it was already lightweight. Like I love the way it felt. So like I don't like guns that are bulky and shit that are weigh you down, but definitely that shit hit different. For me, I like it. I thought it was a dope gun. Definitely a dope gun to me. Dive out a place to be, man. Y'all know better than that. He said, I like the new weapons you picked up, Doc Earl. I appreciate it, man. I did not, under any circumstances, get a chance to shoot the Zagana yet. I'm going to do it the Tisas. I'm gonna probably just make a quick video for you guys whenever I actually get to do it. I just wanted to get the video out there to show you that it was a new one to the collection. I think we got between 10 and 20 now. That includes shotguns too. I didn't do any of the unboxing of the shotguns though, because shotguns are shotguns. We got a semi-automatic shotgun, which I think is crazy. It's funny. It's like shooting a handgun, but it's a shotgun. Then of course we got the pump action. It's pretty dope. He said you won't be disappointed in Thailand, Doc. I know. I mean, I kind of feel like I make the best out of anywhere that I go, but Thailand just seems like it's gonna hit different. You feel me? Thailand just feels it's gonna hit a little different, man. Oh yeah, Pete, you will know that I'm in Davao because I will shoot a bunch of videos of me in Davao. And if you happen to find yourself in that general location, yo man, let's meet up, man. It'd be great. Like I said, when it comes to meetups, I'm a very easy guy to meet with. As long as I ain't doing shit, I will be glad to meet up with anybody. I only ask two things. Number one, I gotta know what you look like. I can't just go up to some place and not meet people that I don't know what I'm looking for. Right? All right. The second thing is, yo, you straight up with me, I'll be straight up with you. As long as it's always love, we ain't gonna have no issues, no problems. That's all I want. Good conversation, man, positive vibes, and just know who the fuck I'm about to meet. So I don't like nobody just running up on me and shit, yo. Get a little nervous and shit. I get real nervous. But yeah, those are my only two requirements for meetups, man. All right. But yeah, happy to meet anybody, anytime, any place in the world. He says, I think you could do just as much with the Taurus compared to a Glock for less money. Yeah, my Taurus shoots very well. We actually got all three of the G. We got the G23, G2C, and the GX4. The GX4 is very compact. I think that's a nice weapon. I actually enjoy it. Matter of fact, it's in the gun unboxing video we did the GX4. I think that was one of the last videos I did. I love that gun. It's very, very, very. I love compact weapons because when you're carrying, man, you ain't trying to carry no bulky ass, big ass gun. What's the point of it being concealed carry if you're going to carry something that you can clearly see that you got it on you? So yeah, that's me. So my G2C works just fine. He said, I would like to live in Tagaytay next to the volcano after retirement. Hey man, much respect to you. I don't know how much I don't know how comfortable I feel with them active volcanoes around, but if you like it, man, do your thing, bro. My man Tony over here living his best life, talking about I got two Corvettes and I can't change the exhaust system without being illegal in Northern California. See, fuck California with all due respect. I can't live there. If I can't have my gun with me, uh-uh. Doc don't leave the house without his weapon, bro. I can't. I can't. I feel naked without it. I feel, I get nervous when I leave the house without it. Like sometimes I hop in the car when I'm about to go run somewhere real quick, even if it's up the street, man. I feel naked without it. So yeah, I never leave the house without it. I try not to at least. 99.9% of the time I'm carrying it. Not all the time, because I can't carry in school. That's the only time I can't carry, and that pisses me off. I told y'all, man, when they were doing all them school shootings and shit, I told y'all, man, I don't play that shit. I said somebody gonna get lit the fuck up playing around with me. But thank God for small favors, man. It ain't never really happened in my area. I pray it never does. But it's crazy, man. That's the only place I feel I need it more than ever. But yet and still, that's the one place they won't let me bring. It's fucking stupid. Another story for another day. My man said they got a 10 millimeter. Doesn't fit my scheme, man. We got a whole bunch of 9 mils, man. I'm not about to buy no separate rounds for a new gun, bro. That's my only thing. We're very standard with the 9 millimeters, like the whole set. And then our shotguns are all 20 gauge. So we kind of keep it consistent, man. I don't buy 40s. I don't buy 45s. That 45 caliber was actually my older brother's gun. Shout out to my brother out there. He just left it here before he went overseas because, of course, you can't have guns overseas, right? So he left it here with me when he went overseas. So yeah, crazy. Yeah, but we don't buy 45 calibers. We don't buy 40s. No 308s. None of that shit. None of it. It's 9 millimeter or bust for us. It's crazy. Shout out to my boy Head to Manila Mouse. I appreciate it, man. Yo, do what you do. All right, y'all. Look like my girl rushing me, y'all. We gotta talk about some shit. He said I got a Glock 20 10 millimeter, but up here in Northern Cali, the ammo is hard to find. I can't have a gun when I can't find the ammo, though, man. That shit's sad. Down here in the great state of North Kakalaki, ammo always on the shelf for the most part. He said I have a 9 Smith & Wesson, 40 Springfield. Yep, my brother's a 40. Yeah, 40, 45. I think it's a 40. It might be a 40 Springfield too. 38 Special and a 32 and a 7 millimeter rifle, AR, a few shotguns, and I live in Cali. Hey, I don't know, big dog. If they're gonna limit my capacity to put a motherfucker down, I don't know, man. I might be a little sensitive about that shit. I think that's what it is, though. You guys are right. It's illegal because of the capacity. I believe that. So, Like I said, man, I'm just fucking around with y'all, man. I know California probably ain't that ridiculous, but there's just there's a lot more restrictions, I should say, probably in Cali than it is in a state like North Carolina, because we's part of the South, right? I'd rather move to Texas, man. Texas, boy, they got guns like it ain't shit. The Glock 43X, not familiar with the weapon, never shot one, so I can't tell you nothing about it. He said the 45 caliber is the truth. I'm sorry, man. I'm a 9 mil guy, bro. That 45 cal though got some pop to it though. I give credit where credit is due. That 45 cal when I shot it, that shit got some serious zing, man. That shit got some pop. I will say that. Tennessee lost today in the 49ers to the 40 and the 49ers, and Green Bay is playing now. My Kansas City Chiefs playing the Bills tomorrow here in Kansas City, Missouri. Look, man, this I'm telling you right now, I don't know who's gonna win the Super Bowl. Quite frankly, don't care. I'm gonna tell you right now, though, man, it's gonna be a fun time. I think if Tom Brady makes it to the Super Bowl this year, that man is literally the GOAT. If he makes it this year without any receivers, I mean, shit, he's got Gronkowski, but they're going to double team him every time Gronk is even on the field. So if Tom Brady can take his team all the way to the play, not to the playoffs, but all the way to the championship, oh, man, man, oh, man, that's the GOAT for real. Because he don't have Antonio Brown. He doesn't have Godwin, I believe that's what it is. He's lacking some serious receivers that can get yards. So, and his running back for that. Yeah, man, we'll see. I don't know, man. KC did very well 2 years ago, and they got the W, man. But they met Tom Brady. The motherfuckers, they took an ass whooping, bro. I did not see that coming. But it's good to see him back, man. He said Cali is that ridiculous. Okay, I'm saying, man. Like I said, I don't want nobody to feel disrespected. It is what it is. Okay, quick question. He said, "What do you think about Fresh and Fit being in the hot seat because of their dating preferences? Were their comments too much, or are sisters mad because they lose into Becky's in the exotics?" The whole Fresh and Fit controversy. Nobody is mad at they dating preferences. Honestly, I kind of feel like I think what really pissed people off was when he was saying I can't remember the names they used, but you remember how when he was describing black women and he was using those names and shit. I can't remember what names he said. I think that's what pissed them off because he was basically saying any girl with this name is gonna be loud or is gonna be like this, it's gonna be like that, and that was what pissed people off. It ain't so much about the dating preference, but I just think that they were laughing and giggling, and they were, how people get all sensitive in their feelings and shit. So I think that's what people was pissed off about. So it is what it is, man. For me, at least. Like I said, I mean, everybody got dating preferences. I think the biggest common misconception about Doc is that I don't like black women. Y'all need to slow y'all roll, man. Just because I date an Asian young lady, just because I like Latinas, don't mean I don't like black women. That's the sad part. I mean, everybody's entitled to a preference, and I just guess the way that they projected their preference and shit is what got people in their feelings. That's all. But I ain't worried about what they like. I mean, shit, I can't say nothing about it because my girl's Filipina. So what do I know about people's dating preferences, man? Um, he said, "Nah, Mahomes, Kelsey, and Hall are the truth to the cheese. This may be 3 years in a row to the Super Bowl." Hey, if it is, Pam. My man said he the GOAT even if he don't make it. Yo, Tom Brady is the GOAT, though. Y'all know better than that. But I think this solidifies the GOATness, the greatness that is Tom Brady. 44, 45, man, that motherfucker is legit. Shit. Can't nobody say nothing about Tom Brady, man. But yeah, anyways, man, I think we're good to go, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all locking in for a little bit of time, man. Appreciate you spending your time here with the good doc. You guys are awesome. To my silent partners in the background, the ones that just show up and just want to just listen to the conversation, man, whatever it is we're talking about, I appreciate y'all locking in. You make this complete for me. I don't know what it is that y'all do, but y'all listening to me, but I appreciate you locking in. To all of my brethren who participate in the chat, bring about conversational pieces, questions, and things like that. Keep them coming always, because that's how we learn from each other, right? I'll never sit here and act like I know everything, but damn it, I'm glad that y'all, impart wisdom when wisdom needs to be imparted. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Right? Salam asa support that. Thank you guys for supporting the good doc, man. Thank you guys to Super Chat, man. Thank you guys for dropping your likes. If you haven't dropped your like, we got 46 fucking likes tonight. Can you believe that, man? We are kicking in full gear, man. And I'm gonna start seeing some shit that I'm gonna be scared of a little bit, man. I'm gonna start getting scared here in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Small kid from small town North Carolina, man, chilling, enjoying and sharing his experiences and the love that he has for his people, man. I'm gonna start getting scared here in a minute, man, because when we start taking off, man, ain't nothing like success, bro. And I believe it's gonna be all because of you guys, all right? You guys are going to be the one to help the good doc propel himself and up his level and do everything that he needs to do to at least continue bringing the content as it has always come. All right, so videos will never stop. Questions of the day always locking in, man. Appreciate you guys locking in. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for the good doc to go and get to getting. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, good doc is officially out. At least knuckle ba'alam, which means I am going down. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Bye-bye. Peace.